that take from that side. Okay, so we're getting pinched again, right? So we're getting pinched here. This is where I think I end up frantically saying, do your ult here. Do it, do it, do it. I like the idea. I like the idea. Do it. And if you're going to do it, calm to your raise that you're going to do it so that she can start doing something, maybe throwing a nade in there or something like that. Get Brimstone to throw his molly or anything along those lines to be able to like get some sort of value out of it, because you're being split right now and I'm sitting there going like, oh god, like the walls are closing in, so we got to do something. And I know that you're feeling like you got to do something here because you just keep switching utility right now. Like, what do I do? What do I do? I got to take a fight here. I got to take a fight.
Yeah, I definitely felt the, I knew that I was getting pinched, but I felt like if I fell off the site now, then we're just giving too much to them. So my thought process was, if I'm getting pinched, I'm going to try to get at least one to, you know, make it easier for my team to retake without me.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so you get your one kill. You have a couple options here. As soon as you get that kill, you could jump down to the bottom of the site right away, like kind of like just like surf into it, which takes a little bit of practice to do. It's a very specific movement pattern. You move forward, jump around, and then you scoop into the bottom of the site. That will at least buy you a little bit of time. The issue that we need to consider as well is when you're on this position, look what you have to worry about. Brimstone ult is a big threat here. That's why I always say, you know, whenever Brimstone has ult, we have to play a very particular way. And if we're playing hunched up on site like we are right now, this could have been a big problem for us at some point.
Right.
Live. You can split. Okay, so you missed that first fight. You tuck into this corner to live a little bit longer. Okay, you either go to you move up and go to the left, and then you can re-peek it again. You don't want to stand here shooting at it. Hello, my name is Worthy, a professional Valorant coach. If you're looking to climb the ranks and improve your overall gameplay, you definitely want to leave a like and a sub and enjoy the video. Now, this is the danger of playing in Fracture. So look at where you guys are positioned right now.
We're in the choke.
You're funneled.
Get peeked from everywhere.
You're funneled on both sides. So you have to be fighting for that side, so as in like dish side, or you fight for A main. So in this situation here, you guys could re-hit through A main by going through sand, or you guys fall out of sight because they're going to be splitting on you and just taking your numbers in this situation. That's probably your best bets right now. Brimstone decides to smoke towards A main, which buys you time. So now you have that option of just playing and watching this spot. You should be back there, or Ray should be back there watching it. So you calm what you need to look at. You looking here is counterproductive to anything because Brimstone has that. So it's not really doing much of anything in this situation.
Okay.
Stay with him.
One dish, one drop.
I think you're just shooting into a wall at this point. Everything was great there, but then you end up getting split on multiple angles. The smokes were out on A main. The only spot you needed to be watching there was the drop in situation. Suiciding Jet. Okay, so this is the point I'm trying to make. You get one kill here, Jet sees you, she calls you out right away. So they already know where you are. Okay, what's Cypher saying? Cypher's saying exactly where you are. Again, you're in the same position. By the way, Brimstone has ult, and it's a 4v3. He could very well have been using this on you at this point as well. Watch over Brim ult. Ray's just confirmed you. So now it's like, okay, what do I do? I gotta get out of here, or I have to force a fight? Or can I ask for some sort of utility? Why, yes you can. Who could you ask?
Could ask Reyna for a blind.
Exactly.
So I can leave out the other way instead.
Look, there's the blind. You're good. Your blind's out. Get out of there, right? You need to be thinking, whenever you get spotted, you need to be thinking about, how do I get out of this position? How do I reposition? How do I get out of this situation altogether? And look around and be like, okay, well, there's my Reyna flashing. Perfect. So you didn't need to look in this angle at all because that Reyna flashes up. The only place you had to look at with crosshair placement at that point was behind you, right? Because that was covered. And that's the only oh shit line that mattered at that point.
So I have a question then. I understand when like after you're spotted you need to like reposition because it helps add to the uncertainty of the enemy. If they have to figure out where you're playing, then they have to clear more angles, and like, you know, there's that kind of pressure on them to that they have to check more. On the flip side, at what times should you actually just like stay in your position? Like if you're forced to, I guess not if you're forced, but like what scenarios would you consider like actually like just sticking to your position appropriate?
Let's say that you're like in this corner and someone's been baiting for you. Let's say that you're Reyna staying in this corner, right? And someone's baiting for you on this spot and they're running in. You stay right here. because cat protocol, which is basically the protocol of, you ever shown a laser at a cat? What happens?
Yes, they get hyper fixated on it, they chase it, they'll try to like paw it.
Yeah, Valorant players are the exact same way, right? They're gonna paw at you. They're gonna paw at the person who's behind dice, and they're gonna completely disregard the threat of someone being in this spot. This is just one example. So let's say Reyna's there with the judge. They all run in looking towards dice because they're like, oh, you're right here, free kill. I like kill, stat, chase after you, right? Boom. Reyna gets a 3k. That's a situation where you want to be holding steady. The answer to your question, unfortunately, is it depends. I need to see more examples where I'm like, okay, this is where a spot where we definitely need to stay still. An example where you need to stay still is when you have no risk, right? There's no risk involved. If you're in a 5v4 situation like we were there, there's risk involved of you staying alive in that spot. They're gonna try to get that kill on you to equalize it, right? But if you're in a 3v5 situation and you're in a spot like, say, for example, on B site, in behind the double stack right here by Canteen, if you were to stand right there and they were to run right by you, you get your multi-frag at that point. That's your way back into the round. That's a point in time where you stand still.
Okay. 80 on him.
This is the same situation. You're being pincered. This is the reason why I usually say don't do fracturing your first VOD, unfortunately, because people don't play it properly, right? Like, look at how we're playing this. We're all spread out. Raze is doing absolutely nothing for you, period. Brimstone is kind of peeking towards Dish. You have people on A main. Brimstone's about to die. Okay, so now you're screwed.
I guess in this situation, looking back, it would be better for me to try and communicate with Raze to take a fight in A main then?
No, in this situation now, before, yes. Yeah, absolutely. You could have done that. You totally could have done that, but now you're in a situation where you're being split on two threat angles. The one behind you and the one in front of you. So you need to make a decision on what you need to do, because in approximately 5 seconds you're dead, right? If you stand here.
Right.
So now it's once again, lesser of two evils. If you are down numbers, what I want you to do is try to play aggressive in general situations to be able to even that up. So what do you think your option was to play aggressive here?
To push the smoke.
Yeah, sit in the smoke. On top of that, you can totally ult right now. You can ult A main, push right through the smoke and fight it. Why not?
We need to equalize the numbers.
Yeah.
Make something happen.
You're very clearly being split here. So this is a time when you can totally just go for the ult and see if you can get a multi-frag. You might be able to kill 3 instantaneously with 1 bullet to the chest, right? So you just have to it's a split-second decision where you're like, okay, I needed to make a move here, and this will come with time again. But it's first of all looking at the scoreboard at the top of your screen and be like, okay, I need to be aggressive. And the other option would have been you guys fighting for dish control, like I'm talking about right now, right?
Right.
You guys forget A main and you control this spot. And at the very least, if they go into the site, you keep them in front of you. You know where they're coming from. They're only going to be along this line. They can only be in that line. So that means we have full control of this area. They can never flank us. They can't flank us from CT. They can only be A main and on site. That makes it a lot easier for you to retake at that point.
You are now listening to Strawberry Station.